Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning thus far. Today, this morning, we will be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 13, Forecast Sunny or Shady. Now, in my personal opinion, because all things in this video are alleged and from my personal opinions, and they will be used for entertainment purposes only. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Drop in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Now, on this particular episode, because the season started back from its 3-week hiatus last night. It was a lot of messiness in this episode. It really was. I can't say I can exempt anybody from being messy last night. I can't, but it is what it is. Yeah. I think from what they have said before that it's going to be after the 3-week hiatus that it's going to come back and play, 2 or 3 episodes, and then it's going to go on its break that it should have went on anyway, which they should have just ran all the episodes and went on its normal break, because it ain't going to change nothing. For real. Now, it may have a lot more views last night. Mel made a lot of appearances last night. So I enjoyed the episode last night, but it still was some messiness. It really was. There was some messiness going on last night. But let's get into the messiness of it all. The episode starts out with Mel teaching a property preservation class. She's doing in-field training where she's teaching the students hands-on, helping them get hands-on experience. And while she's doing that, it prompts her to call Sunny, because this is the type of stuff Sunny likes, because Sunny said she actually gets out there and she gets her hands dirty. She's very hands-on. And she asks Sunny where she is. Sunny lets her know that she's at home, which means she's in St. Louis. She's not in Huntsville at this time. So she couldn't actually show up there because she was too far away at that time. And she lets her know, well, Sunny lets Mel know that she's thinking about moving to Huntsville. And, Mel is a little surprised about this, because she's like, does she have any family here? Is there something here that why she wants to be here? She knows Huntsville is booming and growing and everything, but, she hoping that they're not trying to be petty and rub this in Destiny's face. But anyway, she ends up asking Sunny if she's coming to Kimmy's event that is going on later that afternoon, because she had a surprise that she wants to share with everyone else. And Sunny lets her know that, she won't be able to make it. So Mel lets her know that she will let her know what the surprise is later. Next, we'll see Chris and Nell. They are talking about doing a tour of the stadium, and they're considering buying a suite, which is a skybox. And Nell makes the statement that she doesn't feel like therapy, helped her. She don't understand the reason that everything got put on her. Nail, homegirl, you the problem. You are the problem. You a little package with a lot of mouth. But she said, Chris lets her know that, they trying to build a foundation. And the kids need to be able to know that you can listen to them. And she states that, she can listen because she knows that the kids go to Chris because he listens to them. They don't come to her because she all rah rah. And that's the problem, Neil. Stop being rah rah. What's the reason? At their big grown ages, it's really no reason for you to be rah-rahing with them at this point, for real. If you didn't rah-rah as they were growing up, right now, they ain't listening to the rah-rah because they blocking you out. Your rah-rah ain't going nowhere. So stop. Just stop it. So she's saying that she can listen, but Chris states that, in order to see a change in the kids is going to have to see a change in them. And of course, she agrees. She the problem. All y'all need therapy. But Nail, you the problem, girl. Next, we will see Kimmy and Maurice, where they pull up at the venue. They are getting there, ahead of everybody because they're having a tasting today. Is a spot that they purchased a while ago. It's like a little eatery, and they got different people that's trying to rent out the space, and they're trying to, see the different, I guess, foods that they're having to see who they feel like would be the best restaurant or place or business to take over the spot, because it is an eatery spot. So this particular spot is not hosting, but they are having the food for them to taste to see how they like it. Kimmy lets us know that they invited everyone but Martell. We will see Melody showing up first. And then Mel ends up asking Kimmy, can she make an announcement later? Of course, Kimmy wants to know what it is. She tells her it's a good surprise, but she didn't tell her what it was. Of course, Kimmy agreed to let her do it. Next, we'll see where Tisha, Lord, messing up this girl name this Sunday morning. Tisha and Marceau arrived, and you see Neil and Chris arrive. At that time, Maurice asked Tisha, I've been calling this girl Tisha so long, so I can't even say her name this morning. Man, anyway, Maurice asked Tisha if today will be a truce. They did the flashbacks of her showing her ass at the last event with Neil and all of them. So they end up talking about, openness and, honesty and communicating. And Mel was like, since we're talking about that, I sent my students to Black last night, and Black was closed. Why was Black closed? And you could tell they felt away when she said that. And Tisha is like, students are the millimeters. The lady told you it was students. Doesn't matter if they're a millimeter or not. They were students at that particular time. But Marceau ended up telling her that it was closed for use tax. And you can tell that they really didn't want to answer the questions because they just asked Tisha if she was gonna be, not with the rah rah, and she was already starting. It was Mel, Mel seemed like she was really interested as to why Black was closed, but Mel, you been a little messy. You been a little messy, girl. But they was ready to get booked. Anyway, everybody else starts to show up, and Neil starts off the messiness. My thing is, Neil, the first she's sitting there, and first thing she go, has anybody talked to Destiny? Destiny. Somebody else could have brought it up, Neil Fletcher, not you. I'm sure Tisha would have brought it up at some point or another, but here you go. Starting out with the, has anybody heard from Destiny? Has anybody seen Destiny? While I'm sitting here thinking about that song, has anybody heard from the old? I used to love that song. But hey, don't listen to me. Y'all got me thinking about gospel this morning, fooling with doggone Destiny, telling me anybody heard from Destiny. Ain't nobody son Destiny. Anyway, Trisha talks about, she's training Destiny, and she states that Destiny have a few things she wants to talk to with certain people. And Tisha said, is Kimmy one of those people? I'm like, y'all being messy. Tisha had a lot to say. She being messy, girl. And then everybody's sitting there and they're talking about the Sunni and Moses of it all. I mean, everybody. And Mel just sitting there and she looking at these people going from side to side to side. And I'm just like, y'all just messy this morning. Y'all are hella messy this morning. And everybody giving opinions on the situation. Most of the opinions were negative. Kim, because they were surprised that because Kimmy let them know that she invited everyone, of course, except Martell, to the tasting. And they were surprised that she invited Sunni. She lets them know, she invited Sunni because she didn't have a bad experience with Sunni. She invited Sunni because, when she was diagnosed with cancer, Sunni was there for her. Sunni prayed for her. But once everybody else started jumping on the bandwagon of bashing, everybody except Melody jumped on the bandwagon of bashing Sunni and Moses. Guess what Kimmy did? She jumped in too. Kimmy jumped in on that bandwagon. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. And the next thing we know, Mel asks Stormy about Trisha, how did she do in the Lovers and Friends gala? And she was like, she did great. It didn't seem like she really wanted to answer the question for real, for real. She was doing the stank face. She want to talk to me for real. And even in this conversation, Ken sitting there talking about he the man. So now, after everything that has transpired on social media since the episodes, the stuff on social media is in real time. Ken, at one point everybody was thinking he was the man. He was such a good guy. After and he may be, but with everything that transpired on social media yesterday, yeah, Ken, you did team, you and Trish did seem too much, because I'm like, Trish, you a keyboard gangster, ain't you? Because you had a whole lot to say on social media yesterday, a whole lot about your husband, who's the father of your kids, where Ken's sitting there co-signing, and Ken started this mess. Now, Trisha, you should have shut that down when Ken started it, because technically, even though y'all ain't together, Marquez is still your husband. So you let Ken, get out there and bash this man. You done sat there questioning this man, calling into question this man's sexuality. Whether he is or he isn't, that's his business. He said he was straight. We don't know because we don't know y'all from a can of paint. We just know what y'all have presented to us, and what you presented to us from the day one was, you don't want to talk, and talking to you is like pulling teeth. And we've seen that you're a liar. And so when you get on the podcast or whatever it was with Heavenly and Carlos, you still told lies, because then Ken came on after you and tries to cover you, and he's still lying. So y'all sitting there and y'all still bashing this man. He comes on there and he tells his side. It filled in a lot of gaps. He put a timetable out there, something y'all don't want to do, because even in this scene, Marceau was asking, what's the date? What's the date? What's the date? He wanted a timeline. And so basically when Marceau was asking them to put y'all to put dates out there, they were coinciding with what Marquez said on his interview. So you can sit here and y'all done, went with this narrative that this man is such a horrible man and you doing this, that, and the third. But it's a lot of truth in what he said, and which is why you mad, because he put his truth out there. But it was okay for y'all to bash him. But now that he's out here trying to defend himself from the stuff that y'all did, he wrong. Make it make sense. Now you can sit here and say anything you want to say, because I personally feel like you did something with Martell. I don't care what you say. You did something with him. Because if you didn't, why you been sitting here lying? Why you been lying? Anyway. Mel asks if they can go into the other room so she can tell them the surprise. Everyone goes to the other room, and at that time, she invites all the ladies on a trip. Of course, Marceau is like, where are we going? And it's like it's a girls' trip. And he was like, oh, I could be with y'all last year, but I can't be with y'all this year. And then like, remember, I'm a bitch. Marceau, ain't nobody sting you. If you go on this trip, you going on your own dime. You are going on your own dime. And, we find out that they will be going to St. Thomas. And Tisha asked if they can, have a +1. And Mel tells her that they can, because, she says she's inviting some of her single friends as well. And she lets her know that, they can invite a +1. Next, we will see Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny meeting up. They asked why she didn't come to the tasting, and she lets them know that she was on a date. And Kimmy tells her that Tisha thought Sunni was going to be there. So that was the reason that she didn't show up. And she was like, this is my friend group. I'm not going to let her run me away from my friend group. I'm like, y'all ain't no friends. You and Kimmy were never friends, because Kimmy was the one throwing you under the bus at the reunion, talking about you don't talk about nothing and trying to get you to talk. It's like pulling teeth. Y'all are not friends. You're not. You and Tisha linked up because of your mutual hatred for Melody, but y'all aren't friends. Y'all can say that. Ain't none of y'all friends. I don't get, y'all was riding for Martell for the longest. Y'all ain't no friends. Girl, bye. And they start talking about what happened at the tasting, and she tells Destiny that Sunni is trying to take Kimmy from her, and Kimmy is letting her know that, they did go out, and, all these doggone Mars. Martell, also showed him a house, and she's talking about Martell need to give me, run her some coins on a percentage. If she said, ain't nobody for to buy that house. Not them people. Somebody might, but it won't be them. I'm just, crazy. This is crazy. This is craziness, y'all. Anyway, in the midst of all of this, Tisha gives Destiny the bottle and tells them that, Mel's hosting a girls' trip. And she told them they can invite a +1, and she is inviting Destiny. Tisha, girl, you messy, Tisha. You messy. Then you have the nerve to say, well, Mel is inviting somebody, and she ain't tell us who she inviting. She ain't got to. It's her trip. This is her freaking trip. She can invite anybody that she wants to invite. And of all the people that you could have invited, your mess ass go invite Destiny. Come on now. And even Destiny got enough sense to know that it's not right. But then you got Kimmy, little snake ass, sitting over here. Now you co-signing, you should be able to do this. You can go. So Destiny's talking about she got to pray about it. But, eventually we know she going to go because we've seen the preview. She will be at the trip. But your messy behind, Tisha, you messy, Tisha. Kimmy, you messy. Husbands, y'all messy. Y'all messy ass. Mel, I love you, girl. We head to this next scene. You messy. I enjoyed your messiness because the rest of these folks been being messy for seasons. Now you getting your lick back, but you messy this scene, baby. I like it though, but you were messy. Anyway, this scene we will see where Sunny and Mel meet up, and she invites Sunny on the trip. It's gonna be a shit show. Last scene we know, Messy Tisha invited Destiny. As we know, Destiny and Sunny, they ain't meshing very well. They are not. My girl Melody, messy as this scene, invited Sunny. See how this goes. But, and we being honest, this Mel trip, she can invite who the hell she wants to. And she let Sunny know that the ladies ain't checking for her. So she felt like it was only fair for her to put it out there to let her know these women ain't checking for you. They really are not. You ain't who they want to hang out with. But I ain't got no issue with you because I think all y'all wrong in what y'all did. But I'm putting it out here so that you can make determination as to whether or not you want to be out here with these people because they ain't checking for you, girl. And Sunny makes the statement that she thought that her and her and Kimmy was good because when they met up, she felt like things went good. Baby, Mel stirring that pot. Mel stirring that pot. So you thought things went good. She started out talking good about you. But baby, when the rest of these people will start flipping and talking that junk about you, baby, Kimmy blew with the wind. She done jumped over here to she don't like you. Well, she didn't say she didn't like her, But she definitely jumped on that bad Sunny bandwagon. So it was what it was. And Mel was talking about, it didn't bother her. She feels both parties at fault, and she feels like Tisha, well, all the women, were giving triggered, and she called them hypocrites. And they rolled the beautiful being footage back with Kimmy being, two-faced and being a snake, because they're being they are hypocritical, very hypocritical, because Destiny and Moses were not married. They didn't have any children together. She was just, according to Moses said she was the side chick. But even if we say she was the girlfriend, if we say she was the girlfriend, where she knew this man off and on for 15 years, right? But they weren't married, didn't have any kids together. And Mel was comparing it to her situation where she was married to Martell. They had multiple kids together, and she got no sympathy from these people in this friend group. But these people are sitting here acting like Sunny done stole Destiny's whole husband when the man wasn't married. I mean, don't get me wrong. The situation as it came about is not right in no capacity. We all are well aware of that. But at this point in time, Sunny is married to this man. Destiny was never married to this man. But y'all want to sit here and bash Sunny, but none of y'all bashed the bird when this situation was going on. None of you bashed the bird. Y'all want to bash Moses, but none of y'all checked Martell. Y'all just now trying to say stuff to Martell now. And because y'all trying to check him now, he throwing y'all business out there, as we will see later on in the episode, not the episode, in the season, where he gonna be telling y'all Tisha done screwed his man, his homeboy, him and Marceau up there boning girls together. So it's all gonna come about. And it's crazy because y'all didn't give this woman none of all of this that y'all giving Destiny. And the only reason y'all even friends with Destiny at this point is because y'all linked up because of y'all hatred for this one. And I still don't understand when Kimmy and Destiny became friends, because I missed that memo. The last time we had saw with Destiny and Kimmy was throwing on in the bus. So anyway, whatever. But of course, they rolled the beautiful being footage of it all, where it showed the backstory where Kimmy didn't want to call the girl a side chick, and Kimmy sitting there talking about how, Ariane or the bird feelings from gotten hurt. Martell told her, even in that scene, she the side chick. She the side chick. And here she goes, Kimmy, I used to like you, Kimmy. I did. Kimmy was my girl. It was her and Kimmy. Kimmy and Melody. Kimmy, I don't look at you the same no more, baby girl. Tisha always been whatever she was, so whatever. Mel lets her know, since the people already ain't checking for you, she shaded the girl in the sea. The people already ain't checking for you. Let's get your clothes together so they won't be talking about them too. But Mel came in the dressing room with that little bathing suit on. I don't know what you're doing, but you're looking good, girl. Keep it up. And Sunny made the statement that she's nervous. She don't want the people continue talking about her. And basically Mel said, fuck y'all. It ain't no girl code. Ain't never been no girl code. Fuck y'all. Kiss her ass. Laughing butt off behind it. Let's kiss her ass. Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna make sure I get on the social media today to see what's gonna transpire behind this. There's already been enough going on with doggone Marquez and Trisha and Ken. I don't even like them at this point because y'all just screwing up on social media altogether. Anyway, on the upcoming episode, we will see where the people have an issue with the rooms, and Nell and Kimmy get into it. I said, not the old women's for to try to fight. Now they the old ladies in the bunch, and they try to fight. I was like, man, y'all don't sit y'all old asses down so well. However, I feel like Neil will take you, Kimmy. I feel like Neil will scrap, baby girl. I feel like Neil will whoop your ass. You better sit down somewhere. I do. I feel like Neil will whoop Kimmy's ass. She got all this built up anger too. The kids that drove her crazy. I feel like she'll beat the hell out of Kimmy. Anyway, y'all, that is it, and that is all. I hope you all have an amazing day. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I may or may not come back on later. I don't know yet. I got to see what's going on. But outside of that, I hope everyone have an amazing day. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.